Hi, today I want to talk with you in this video about what real strength is. Because if people are in a mindset of needing to be so strong and trying so hard to be stronger than they really feel, that is not true strength. And many people do that because they want to feel strong, they want to appear strong, and they overdo it. And that is not real strength. And it is like I've talked in a video today about flexibility and structure of a tree. You know, if the tree would stand there like this, like I need to resist the wind, it's easier for the wind to break the tree than if the tree has this flexibility. And it is about the energy of yin and yang. So if we combine our strength with an energy of receptivity and openness to feeling all of our emotions, not holding on to a specific image of strength, but allowing to feel sad, to feel angry. And we need strength to feel all our emotions. This is real strength. And suppressing these emotions is not real strength, but sometimes it is seen as strong, because there is also a truth in this mindset of we don't need to be bothered by things that happen to us in life. And I'm talking about how to react to different situations and when to be vulnerable and when to focus on positivity and being strong in that moment. I'm talking about that in a video where it's about surfing the emotions, and you can find this on this video on this YouTube channel. And if we combine our strength with the ability to be sensitive, then we have this flexibility where the wind cannot break the tree because it's flexible. And yeah, this is not a one-sided kind of strength, because we need yin and yang to make something really, really strong. And it is also important that we don't go too much in the yin energy and think we need to if we do shadow work and we allow all our emotions to come up, we can easily associate with the victim role, as if we were the victim of life, which is one perspective and which is a valued perspective, but it is not the whole truth, because we are not only the personality, we are also our inner being, the consciousness that we were before we had this body, and that we always will be. And as this consciousness, we have a very strong creative power. and we are not the victims of our life, but we are not only this inner being, this divine consciousness, we are also the human being, the person who experiences it from the perspective of somebody who feels sometimes not that powerful. And in life we have the chance to connect both of our aspects more and more, and that makes us really strong and powerful. And I tell you how to do this in many of my other videos. It has to do with understanding your emotional guidance system and understanding what your feelings truly mean and how your inner being is communicating with you through your feelings. With that being said, I want to give you this picture that you as a person, if you would stand in front of a house and it's a really big house and you should renovate this house, that's the task you were given, and you're standing there like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of work, how should I do that? You as the inner being would see it like as if you were flying in an airplane and you were looking down on this house and you were saying, oh, this small house, of course I can renovate this. And I have so much connection, I have so many possibilities, of course it's not a big deal, it's easy to renovate this small house for me in this life. Maybe if you have this perspective, had this perspective before you were born, and your inner being has this perspective also now, that it's not such a big deal and you have all the possibilities to renovate this house, and both perspectives are true. It's not, is this true or is this true? Yeah, it's both true. Yeah, we have a kind of role where we feel sometimes things are happening to us that feel hurtful, and it is valid that we have these feelings, and it is important that we allow ourselves to have this feeling and that we don't cling to the role of needing to feel strong all the time and portray this image that we were strong all the time. And even I had to do with that topic today, that I had to realize that I'm trying sometimes too much to be in that strong role, because I think that is needed, maybe because of my role here as somebody who's guiding people, and also because I know I create with every thought. Every thought has an energy, and if I see or feel that there is some kind of lack in my life, I try as good as I can to focus not too much on that. But sometimes that creates a little bit of how can I say it, a tension or a gap between these both aspects of myself, because in one way I know what is possible for me and that I'm connected to all that I want, and the more I feel that and the more I choose to be that, the more it's my reality. And that is why sometimes I try to ignore what I'm missing in my life, but then there is this other part in me, with the smaller part, which also wants to be heard and wants to express what it needs, and wants to be accepted the way it is, not only in the strong role, in the happy role, you know. And I think that is very important, that we find the right balance between both of these energies and both of these aspects of ourselves. Our strong, powerful, happy self, and our small self, who is also allowed to be there. And I believe if people are acting like aggressively, it's their way to try to feel strong and to avoid this smaller part of them. And also, if people have this image that drinking a lot of alcohol would be something that is strong, I say, like, is that real strength? Like following the group? For me, it's strong if a man, especially a man, because there's much more pressure on men that they should drink if all their friends are drinking alcohol. If a man says no to this and has so much self-respect for his body and embodies so much self-love that he doesn't want to do this to his body and to his liver, that is much more strong in my eyes than somebody who can drink a lot of alcohol. That to me is not real strength. And it is somehow crazy that people who dominate other people, or who drink a lot of alcohol or eat a lot of burgers, are seen as strong. And with domination and trying to control people, this is not power. This is what people do who feel not powerful enough to create the life that they want and to feel powerful without needing to control other people. If somebody feels really powerful and really strong, why should this person try to dominate somebody else? They would not do that. It is coming from the lack of power that people have inside of themselves, and from the fear of feeling this smaller part. But we don't need to fear that. We are strong enough to feel all of our emotions. We are strong enough to feel hopeless, to feel the shame, the fear, whatever it is, feel powerless. We have the power to feel powerless. And this part in us that feels sometimes powerless or hopeless wants to be heard. It wants to be felt. It is like a child. This emotion is like a child, and it wants to be cared for. And if we allow the space, we are giving it the space by sitting down, by feeling it, allowing it to be there, then it feels love. It feels loved, and it is healed. It is integrated, and that is how we create the real strength. And we are not longer running away from any emotions, and that makes us really, really strong and independent. Have a nice day, and if you want, watch some other videos, because I have some good things to tell you.